In today's video, I'm going to talk about the battle of our lifetime. Something that, if not all, then almost all men have experienced. And a lot of us still keep experiencing it. If you feel like you have lost an edge as a man, you feel too soft, too nice, weak, constantly second-guessing yourself, there's a high chance that this didn't start with you, but it started with an enmeshment. And until we men are able to overcome enmeshment and all its consequences, we will never be able to fully feel like a man. So, what is an enmeshment, and how does it robs us men from our healthy masculinity and its expression? Enmeshment happens when emotional boundaries between two people are blurred, and most often this dynamic happens between parents and their children, but also in romantic relationships as well. And in this video I want to talk more about the mother-son enmeshment, when the boundaries between mother and son are blurred. The son's identity becomes entangled with his mother's emotions, needs, and expectations. As a boy, you are taught to take care of others' feelings before your own. You are trained to be compliant and always be a good boy. You are not rewarded for being bold, independent, or honest. You are not raised to become your own man, but you are raised to become someone else's emotional lifeline. How does enmeshment lead to emasculation? Emasculation we can understand like in a broad sense when a man or a boy feels like he's not enough of a man, like he's lacking masculinity. He feels powerless. First thing is the loss of autonomy. You never learn to trust your gut or make decisions without second guessing. You fear disapproval more than you crave freedom. And yet, masculinity requires independence. But enmeshment punishes independence. The second way how enmeshment leads to emasculation is suppressed assertiveness. You are taught that anger is bad, and so you become passive and you start to shrink in hard conversations. You avoid confrontation, but you can't stand in your power if you are afraid to make someone else uncomfortable. The third way how enmeshment leads to emasculation is over-identification with the feminine. You become surrogate emotional partner to your mother or your female partner. You forget about your own needs and feelings, and you internalize your mother's or your female partners. You stay psychologically fussed to the feminine, and you never cross the line to the manhood. The fourth way how enmeshment leads to emasculation is shame around desire and power. When you express your desire, it is met with guilt, disapproval, withdrawal of love, manipulation, and you soon learn that being yourself fully is not safe. You can't express yourself fully. Result? You feel shame for wanting things, for leading, for asserting. So you stay small. Guess what? Desire is the lifeblood of masculinity. When you kill it, when you suppress it, you kill your fire, your internal fire as a man. The fifth way how enmeshment leads to emasculation is people-pleasing and external validation. You become a nice guy, doing everything right in your power, yet you feel hollow. You don't feel like a leader. You actually feel like a follower, always chasing approval. Why? Because you are not living from your core being, your authenticity, but you are living for applause. You're living for performance, to be approved. What is the cost of emasculation for men in life? No sense of purpose or direction in life, no spine in relationships, no ownership of your masculine edge. You feel small, unsure, unfulfilled. Ultimately, you avoid leadership, risks, ambition. You are not grounded. You are not dangerous. You are not free. Essentially, that's what the emasculation feels like. What else? Your sex life suffers. There is dysfunction, shame, avoidance. That leads to different types of addictions and coping mechanisms. You struggle financially, and you are isolated. So what's the way out? Here's the truth. You don't heal masculinity. You reclaim it. It is your birthright. It is already within you. You set boundaries with people who trained you to stay small. And often it starts with your closest ones, with your family members. You reconnect with your anger and desire without shame and guilt. You choose autonomy over approval. You step into discomfort because that's where masculinity is forged. You build your decision-making muscle. Start small. Plan your day. Make decisions without asking for permission. You question everything that you heard in your lifetime, from society, from the culture you lived in, from your family, friends, about masculinity. What is masculinity? What is healthy masculinity and healthy masculinity? You make an audit. Does that resonate with you? These belief systems? Or are they old and no longer relevant? And you feel deep inside your heart that perhaps some of them or a lot of them are wrong. They don't have place anymore in your life. And you're ready to express yourself differently. Perhaps there are a historical or real life characters or fictional characters that you find very inspirational and that reflects good character traits of healthy masculinity. And that inspires you. Perhaps you decide to start looking for and seeking out healthy groups of men that can support you, peer group, that keep you accountable, that help you to rise and achieve your higher versions. Perhaps you're interested in finding a mentor, a coach. Perhaps you're interested in starting to do a spiritual practice that is more masculine in nature. You explore, you test out. This becomes your lifelong journey, or you could say a research project, how to be the best man possible in this world and create a huge impact. Moving forward, you don't need to hate your past, what happened to you. You don't need to start falling into the guilt and shame and misery of wasted time. You're not weak. You were just never taught to be strong. But that ends now. Most men don't need to be fixed. They need to be seen. They need to be initiated. They need to be reminded that you are allowed to be strong. You are allowed to be powerful. You are allowed to be man, not to prove something, but to be fully alive. If this message spoke to you, share it with others. Share your insights and wisdom and knowledge in the comments down below about your own experience of reclaiming healthy inner masculine.